everyone, welcome back. If you are new here, my name is Sandy and welcome to my kitchen. And if you're not new here, you've probably seen the video that I posted a few days ago of a banana cake that I made. I had some stuff that I needed to get rid of, some bananas that were going bad, so I made a banana cake. It was absolutely amazing. So today I'm going to make another cake. It is Super Bowl Sunday and I wanted to make another cake because my kids didn't get any of that cake because, well, it was really, really good. But I'm gonna make another cake like that particular recipe, but I'm not using bananas. I'm gonna use chocolate today. I'm gonna make a chocolate cake and it's gonna be so good. I hope it's gonna be good. I'm gonna add some sour cream into this one as well. I'm gonna use buttermilk instead of regular milk that I used last time. And I also bought some chocolate chips. So I think it's really, really gonna be good. I've got 2 cups of flour in this bowl here. I've got my oven preheating to 350 degrees. I'm also gonna add about 1.5 cups of sugar in with this flour. This is self-rising flour. If you're not using self-rising flour, you need to make sure that you're using 1.5 teaspoons of baking soda, 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder, and 1 teaspoon of salt if you're using the all-purpose. And this is just 1 little container of the vanilla instant pudding mix. I'm going to add that in there as well. Like I said, I had such good luck with the last one, so we're gonna see how this one goes. And then we're gonna also add about 1/2 to 3/4 cup of the cocoa. Just incorporate that. We're gonna use 1/2 cup of oil. I'm going to add 3 eggs. We're going to use about 1/2 cup of sour cream, maybe a little bit more. About 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla. We're going to add some chocolate chips to this as well, probably about 1/2 to 3/4 cup. Just stir it around, and then we're going to add some buttermilk. We're going to add 1 cup of buttermilk in with this. I may add some water in as well. I usually add hot water when I make my cakes.
She does not.
Yes, I do. So I'm going to see what the consistency is of this before I decide I'm going to add the hot water or not.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Chef Randy in the background. Chef Randy and Sandy.
Yeah.
Usually when I make my chocolate cake, I add about 1 cup of water, but I think I'm just going to add maybe about 1/4 to 1/2 cup because I want my batter to be just a little bit more runnier than this. Let me tell you guys, that banana cake was absolutely phenomenal. I'm not kidding you. So that's why I thought I'd experiment with some other cake recipes. So give that a mix around. And you just want to make sure it's fully incorporated. You don't want to over mix it, but you want to make sure that everything is mixed together good. I'm going to spray my Bundt pan with some nonstick cooking spray. Pour this in. Whoa. Now this is going to go into a 350 degree oven, probably for about around 45 or 50 minutes. When you're making bundt cakes, they tend to take a little bit longer to bake than a regular cake does. So we're gonna put this in and bake it for about 45 minutes. I'm gonna do a testing of it, you know, just either a butter knife or a toothpick down in it to see, you know, if the toothpick comes out clean. You definitely don't want to overbake it. And unlike the banana cake, I did not make a glaze to go over it. It did not need a glaze to go over it. But with this one, number one, I didn't even have any powdered sugar. But I bought some powdered sugar today because I think that I am going to make a glaze to go over this. And just a simple powdered sugar type glaze. So in the oven, 350 for about 45 or 50 minutes. Set the timer. I set the timer for 45 minutes, and while that's baking, I'm going to show you, I'm also going to make a 7-layer dip for, this is like a Mexican 7-layer dip for the Super Bowl for tonight. I probably should have made this a couple days ago to show you guys the recipe, but you know, I'm always a day late and a dollar short, so we're going to make that today, so you'll be able to have that in your near future for your next gathering. I bought 2 cans of the refried beans. I bought one traditional, and then I also bought one with the green chilies in it. So I'm going to put them in a bowl to combine them together before I spread them out into my pan. Now this is a recipe that I found online. I have not tried this before, but we're super excited about trying it. All right, I just combined the 2 different types of beans so that way I could make sure that they're, you know, incorporated together. Now this recipe calls for 8 ounces of sour cream to 4 ounces of cream cheese, but we're gonna double the recipe, so we're gonna use about 16 ounces, which is about 2 cups of sour cream. And the full 8-ounce block of cream cheese. Now, you really need to let this come to room temperature, the cream cheese, but I forgot to lay mine out, but I have a handy dandy warming station on my new stove, which allows me to just put it right on there and let it just like warm through. If you wanted to use a hand mixer for this as well, you could use a hand mixer, but you know what? I don't feel like fooling with one, so. And I already told you, I don't like mine. So we're just gonna mash the cream cheese up. We're gonna add 6 tablespoons of the taco seasoning into our beans. I forgot that stuff. 1, 2, 3, you know what? 4. We're just gonna add that whole pack. Don't even go through the notion of doing that. So just go ahead and incorporate that into your beans. We're gonna go ahead and add our beans into the bottom of the baking dish. You don't have to use a baking dish, it's just what I'm using. Because again, you don't bake it. Oh, it smells good. These beans smell good. And like I said, this recipe is doubled. So if you have a big crowd, then you might want to, you know, triple it. Spread that out. And then next goes the Cook's Treat there. Now we're going to add our sour cream mixture right on top. Now mine's a little lumpy because I didn't use my mixer And I probably could have got my cream cheese a little softer, but hey, I'm in a time crunch here, so if you like yours a little less lumpy, then you go ahead and take more time than I did. All right, so again, I'm using 2 different types of salsa because this is what I have on hand. I'm using the On the Border Mexican Grill and Canteen salsa. So I'm going to combine that in with, let's move this out of the way here. I'm going to put it in a bowl so we can mix these 2 together. This one is the chunky salsa medium. Like I said, it's just what I have on hand. So we're going to use both of those. And just to make sure that they're, you know, you don't want to get a bite of one and not the other, so we're going to mix them. Like I always say, I love doing dishes, so you got to pull out a bigger bowl. Now, this is going to go right over top. And again, to this, we're going to mix it, or we're going to spread it out evenly. Lord, I hope this turns out good because I got a lot of dishes over there to do from different bowls. This is actually a 6-layer because I am leaving out the guacamole because my husband and there's a few of my family members that do not like guacamole, so I'm leaving that out. But I did get some that I bought to go on the side. It's not homemade, so I'm probably gonna get some slack from that because my son makes an amazing guacamole. He shared his recipe with me and I shared that recipe with you guys. Next, we're gonna go over with the lettuce. I gotta check on my cake. Besides, Brandon would kill me if I put guacamole on there that was not homemade. I mean, guacamole is so easy to make. Thanks to him showing us his recipe. It was so good. It's so good. That's our go-to recipe. I'm trying to get my son to start his own channel. His food is so good. All right, look how pretty that looks. Now I'm gonna go right on top of mine with some onions. If you don't want to use onions, this is not in the recipe. You don't have to use onions, but we like onions here. Now we're gonna add some black olives. And then the tomatoes. Perfect timing, just in time for the cake to come out of the oven. It looks amazing, doesn't it look amazing? So we're gonna go ahead and make a buttermilk glaze to go right over top of that. And all you're gonna need is, I've got about 2 cups of powdered sugar in here. I'm gonna add about 4 to 5 tablespoons of butter, melted butter. And you're gonna add about 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla. It's all right if you go over a little bit. It's okay. And then we're gonna add a couple tablespoons of buttermilk. Now we're just gonna whisk this together. You don't want it super thin or you don't want it like really super thick. But I do think I want it a little bit more thinner than that. That way we can pour it over. Go ahead and give it a taste. That's gonna be so good over it. Just a little bit more buttermilk. Now, if you're making like a white cake or a yellow cake, you could always add a little bit of lemon juice to your glaze there to make it more of a like lemony flavor. You just drizzle it on over. Now I'm going to let this cool for just a little bit, and I'm going to place the lid on it and look forward to eating it. I have to let you know a little secret. I forgot to put my cheese, my shredded cheese, on my 7-layer dip. So I'm going to add that on top right before serving. Don't forget to put yours in there. I hope you like this video. If you follow me on YouTube, make sure that you're following me on Facebook, because I do a lot of stuff over there on Facebook. I've been doing a lot of recipes on there, and when I'm not sharing my recipes, I'm sharing recipes of other bloggers. So you'll have plenty of things to choose from for any type of dinner, lunch, quick meal ideas. Oh, I love you guys very much. I appreciate you, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye. Take care.
Hole right there. Now there's an even bigger hole. Take some of that over there and put it over there. No, that's not what I meant.